Okay, folks, it's so dark and gloomy out there today. It was gloomy yesterday and the day before. It's starting to affect my brain. So I thought, well, I've got to liven this day up a little bit. I'll do a video. I'm going to see if I can't do a funny one today. But I'm going to start it off with, what was I going to start off with? Oh, we're going to do a kitchen item, but we're not going in the kitchen. My kitchen is just too small. So I've got my camera set up on the couch. It's just liable to fall over on the floor in a minute, so be prepared. I went to the doctor yesterday. He told me a few things I didn't want to hear, and I told him things I wanted him to hear. And I think while I was there, I picked up somebody's allergies. My nose is running, my eyes are running, so be prepared with this. I'll be using this off and on. So just kind of overlook the fact that I've got a runny nose. Now, last night, I decided I wanted a hamburger. Hadn't had a hamburger in a while. But I like cheese on mine, so I'll call it a cheeseburger. Now I'm going to turn my camera around and I'm going to show you what I did. We're not going to do any cooking. I'm just going to describe what I did. You get your pencil and paper, you can write it down, or you can just wait till you're ready to do your hamburgers at home and you just watch this video and you can see it again. I'll tell you step by step what to do. Now let me get my camera turned around. I'm going to have to go to the other side, back side of my couch, and see if I can get this right. Got to turn a little more. I think that's going to do it. The lighting isn't very good, and I don't know how to make it better. If I turn my chandelier off, we're in the dark. So I have to leave it on. So you just consider me a shadow in the background that's talking. Now, the center here, I've got a pretty blue and white plate. And I'm going to show you what I did. I'm going to try to turn it a little bit. You may have to zoom your iPad or computer to where you can get a close-up look at this. I'm going to set it back down. Now this is what I did. I bought a pound of ground chuck, 80-20%. Now to this ground chuck, I added an egg. After the egg, I added 2 or 3 tablespoons of sour cream. My onion, I decided to put onion in the ground beef, and I cut off 2 thin slices of purple onion. Here's your purple onion. You know, you see what I'm showing you. I chopped that 2 slices of onion, added it to the ingredients. Now let's see, what did we have left? We have the egg, the sour cream, the onion, and then we're going to add light bread. 1 slice of light bread. What I do is I put it under the faucet to get it wet. And then I squeeze it a little bit to get the excess water out of the bread. That softens your bread to where it's easy to blend, mix in with your ground chuck. Now you stir that all up, You add salt and pepper as usual, and about 2 dashes of garlic powder. Mix it up good. Get you a big skillet, big flat skillet, and I sort of spread a little olive oil around the bottom of the skillet. I have the heat on medium high. I add my hamburger patties one at a time. You can see this one. Once it shrinks, it's about this size. Now this is a small hamburger bun I'm using. You can use any size you want. Make your patties as large or as small as you want. You let the first side brown, turn the hamburger patty over, cut the heat down to just medium. Now keep an eye on your hamburger patty. You don't want to burn it, and you fry it the way you like it. I like mine medium well. I don't want anything beyond pale pink showing. Some people like medium, some like medium rare, whatever. That's your choice as to the way you do your hamburger. Now, on my hamburger, I have cheese. My choice of cheese is Velveeta. It's always been Velveeta for anything I make. Grew up on Velveeta cheese, and it melts so well on a hamburger. I cut an extra slice of onion, red onion, white onion, yellow onion, makes no difference. I just happen to have half of a red onion left, and I cut it. Then, of course, lettuce. You have to have lettuce on a good cheeseburger. And make sure you've got good quality lettuce. I just hate when I order a cheeseburger and they bring me one that's got a sheet of lettuce on it, one little flat, hard piece of lettuce, and I think, you know, that's the part of the lettuce I throw in the garbage, but that's what you get in a restaurant. I like to have plenty of lettuce, nice, loose, ruffled lettuce. You've got your cheeseburger. It's ready. I use mayonnaise. I've used mayonnaise all my life. Love mayonnaise on everything except ice cream. And then let's see what I do next. You might like mustard on yours. I leave off the mustard. All of these extras are by choice. It's the hamburger itself that you want to focus on. It's the way you mix the ingredients in your hamburger that is the finishing touch. Now, if I was eating out, I would order French fries with my cheeseburger, and I would order coleslaw. I've never found a restaurant yet that make coleslaw as good as I do. I don't mean that just to be bragging. I mean it because it's my taste. I have to satisfy my taste buds. And what I do, if I don't have a good fresh head of cabbage in the refrigerator, in the produce department, you can buy a package of angel hair coleslaw. It has long, thin, it's been grated. Don't chop your cabbage, grate it. It has been grated and it's in long pieces about that long. That's a little, twice as long as I want. So I do a little extra cutting of my cabbage. And I found this. One day I was looking for something that I could do without using a grater. I wanted something to cut my cabbage with. And this is what I found. Now if you look, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right here at the top, it's serrated. The rest is just flat and sharp. I put my angel hair cabbage in a flat bowl, and I start cutting, just going back and forth like this. And that cuts it all smaller to where the pieces are about an inch long. And that's how I like my cabbage to be cut. I add the amount of sugar it takes to satisfy my taste buds. Then I grate a small carrot, and I add just one section. You know how the green pepper is divided in sections. I cut one section, chop it, and add it to my coleslaw. Now with the right amount of sugar and mayonnaise, green pepper, carrots, and I even put a little bit of my red onion in. It doesn't hurt anything. For one thing, it makes it look pretty. And if you've got the right amount of sugar and mayonnaise in that combination, you will have very good coleslaw. Don't add anything else to it but just sugar. Now, I've got 2 or 3 slices of pickle. I can't get around in front of the camera close because the couch is between me and the camera. So I'm going to show you a little closer. There's my hamburger. There's my lettuce, my red onion, mayonnaise on the bun, and Velveeta cheese. And of course 3 slices of pickle. Added to that, you've got your little dish of coleslaw. Can you see it? It's pretty. This will make as good a meal as if a gourmet cook had prepared it. Now, got that done, I've got a story for you. I'm going to put this aside. I don't want it staring at me. Okay, let me see what I've got here. And I'm just hoping you can see this. I have to show you a picture of a villa in South Carolina. I want you to focus on the table and the chandelier above the table. Can you see that? Look behind them, and what you see right down the middle of that table are sliding glass doors. Those doors take you to a screened-in deck. Now this is the villa. Very pretty. There were 4 of us girls. We decided we were going to go to South Carolina for a week. We rented this villa because we'd been there before, and we really liked it. So I'm going to remove this picture, and you focus on that sliding glass door there above the table. That's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to put this away. We arrived at the villa. It was late, just about dusky dark. There was Jan, Sandy, Nina, and me. We've been driving all day long, but those girls were anxious to get to the beach. First, we put all of our clothes away, hung them in the closet, and cleared out the room. We chose the bedrooms we wanted, and they were ready to go to the beach. But we went out on the deck to sit a few minutes and rest, get ready. All right. Sandy opened the sliding glass door, and she started to step onto the deck, and she didn't see the screen door, sliding screen doors. You wouldn't even notice them being there. And she almost bumped into it. She opened the doors, and later she said to us, "Girls, be careful when you're going out on the deck. Make sure that the sliding doors are open, because you might try to go out and you'll run into the glass doors or the screen door. You won't see them, so be very careful and check the doors before you go on the deck." Okay, fine, dandy. They're ready to go to the beach. They get their little bags, and they're gonna see if they can't find a few seashells. I was not up to going to the beach, and I said, "You all go on, and I've got a book here. I'm gonna just lay on the couch and read while you're gone. Take your time." So off they went. I got my book, and I decided, I think I'll go out on the deck and read out there. The sliding glass doors were open. I walked up, and the next thing I knew, I was sitting on my butt on the floor. I didn't see the screen doors were closed, and I bumped my head against that door and went backwards on the floor. It hurt. Well, I got up and checked to see if there was any damage done. Oh no. I couldn't open the screen door. I couldn't close it. But it was open just enough that you could squeeze between it from the living room into the deck. I could get back and forth. So I start pulling and I start tugging. That screen door will not budge. I looked up, and there was a metal strip across where the sliding doors went back and forth. That metal strip was bent and hanging down. I looked down at the floor, and there was a runner. There were wheels on the bottom of the doors that went through that runner. The wheels were off the runner. What have I done? I was warned about going out on the deck, and I turn around and tear up the screen door. What am I going to tell Sandy? Because she's the one that rented the villa. She had rented it before, so she was dealing with the owners. And after she had already warned us, be careful about the glass door and the screen door, I turn around and I tear it up. I just don't know what to do and how I'm going to tell them. Well, one thing I will tell you, in my whole life, I could not tell a lie. If I tried to lie to my mother, she just looked me in the face and she knew immediately. You're trying to tell me a lie and you can just forget it. Well, I also would tell my children, don't you ever lie to me. That's the worst thing you can do to me, is tell me a lie, because I'll catch up with you. So here was Honest Pat. How was she going to explain the broken screen door? I couldn't read because I couldn't keep my mind on the story. Oh, about 45 minutes later, here come the other three girls. Oh, they're laughing and talking. They've got their bag full of seashells. Now, Jan loves gathering seashells on the seashore. That's Jan. That's the first thing she wants to do when she gets to a beach. They come in and they're going to take the seashells out on the deck, the screened-in deck. There was a glass top table there where they could spread out their seashells, divide them up. These are yours and these are mine. And they would look them over, see which one they wanted to keep them all. So they head for the deck. Oh dear. I said, Sandy, I hate to tell you this, but the screen door is broken. It won't open and it won't close. And she's going to go look. She says, well, how did that happen? I said, I don't know, but if you'll look at the top, there's a metal strip that's broken. And if you look at the floor, the wheel's off the runner. So the door won't open, it won't close. She said, well, I'm going to have to call the owner and tell her she's going to have the screen door repaired because we can't go out on the deck until it is. Well, I breathed a sigh of relief. They didn't ask for any more explanation. I wasn't about to give any more explanation. That was it. I did not want them to know that I tore up the screen door. We spent the rest of the week there. We had lots of fun. We went into Charleston for lunch every day, and then we would cook a little bit in the kitchen for supper. We would save money that way by preparing some of our own meal. Breakfast and dinner were prepared in the villa, and we went to Magnolia's and Hammond's and S&OB's, shortly north of Broadway. All of the restaurants in Charleston, just wonderful. So our weekend, we all get ready. We're coming back home. Nothing else was ever said about the broken screen door. Thank goodness for that. Next year comes around, we decide we want to go back again. All four of us, we're going to go back to South Carolina again, and we're going to rent the same villa. And that's just what we did. We got there, and they're just having a good time moving around, checking out everything, and putting the food away and hanging up their clothes and what have you. And we sat down in the living room. You saw the couches in the picture I showed you. We're on the couches. We're talking. There's your couch. Over here is your, well, there it is, the table with the chandelier. And that's your deck right behind the chandelier. Well, Sandy says, I see the landlady, the owner, had the screen door repaired. It's working real good now. I said, well, girls, I've got a confession to make. And they look at me like, what? What have you done? I said, you remember last year when I told you about the screen door being broken? I was the one that broke it. Those girls started laughing, and and they laughed so hard. And Jan says, my mother, the one person who would never tell a lie, broke the screen door. And you went a whole year without telling us? They were still laughing. I thought they were going to fall on the floor laughing. I said, you don't know how bad it hurt when my butt hit the floor and my head went back on that tile floor. I was in pain, but I wasn't about to let anybody know it. Now, I haven't broken any more screen doors, but I have a feeling those 3 girls are never going to let me forget that I broke the deck screen door. That's my story today. I hope you liked it. And I haven't told any lies since then that I know of. No, I don't tell. I'm not one that can tell lies. There are times that little white lies are better than the truth. I know that, because if the truth can hurt, you just feel like a little white lie might work better, and sometimes it does. So that's the only time I can tell you that it's okay to tell a little white lie if you want to, if it makes a situation better. So, I'm going to heat up my hamburger, and that 1 pound of ground chuck made 6 hamburger patties. They're not real thin patties. I don't like real thin patties, but they're nice, juicy patties. And I believe I may have gotten the idea of the sour cream from Julia Child several years ago. And when I tried fixing them her way, my granddaughter was here and I said, let me fix you a hamburger. And she said, that's the best hamburger I've ever eaten. So if you try the recipe, all it does is just doctor up your ground beef, makes it a little juicier, tastier, and you'll be doing it the same way again, especially when company comes. So, I hope it's sun shining wherever you are. And if I have to, I'm going to get me a flashlight, turn it on, and stick my face in front of it and pretend it's the sun. Folks, I know my story didn't turn out quite as humorous as I wanted it to be, but I feel better by having told it, and I think you'll like it. You'll watch it again and tell your friend to watch again. I do have a sense of humor, you know, and I don't lie when it comes to things like that. So I'm going to turn you off. Have to walk around the couch. My camera's sitting on the couch, and I've just been waiting for it to fall. So, I'm going to look you right in the eye. I think I'm looking you in the eye. Sometimes I look the wrong way. I think I'm supposed to look over at this way. See my earrings? They're old, and I love them. I don't have pierced ears. Jan says she's going to pierce my ears before I die. I said, well, I'll be laying in my casket before I let you pierce my ears. So this old lady wears clip-on earrings, and you find any old ones, pretty ones, send them to me if you don't wear clip earrings. I do. Still dark and gloomy. You folks take care. I love every one of you. You've been so supportive, and I love the comments you make. So here goes. Bye-bye.